What do we do when we have some tea to spill on the podcast? Guess what we do? We spill the tea, oh yes, we spill it, don't we, Amy? What say you, Amy?
I love it so much. That was Lexy.
And that was Amy.
And welcome back to another episode of Confessions of Retail.
All the tea. Welcome back.
Hey everyone, episode 3. Woo!
Hey. We are here.
It has been a week.
When hasn't it, honestly?
So, I'm just going to go into it.
Get it, girl.
I don't have any work-related tea to spill to you guys this week because I've been dealing with some freaking car things. I haven't talked about it yet, but after we moved here in June, and then in August, my Jeep, the transmission just like died on it. And so I couldn't trade it in because it wasn't worth anything if it couldn't drive it there, you know.
Yep.
So I had to sell it for like nothing, which was so annoying because other than the transmission, it's a brand new car basically.
Yep.
Somebody got a great deal. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so I got another car. I got a van because, I mean, we were getting ready to trade in the Jeep anyway because we were outgrowing the Jeep. We needed something bigger. So this just kind of expedited the process of it, and we weren't really financially ready for a car trade-in and picking up a car payment and stuff, considering we just moved across the country. Like 2 months before that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we bought a used van off of one of my husband's friends. You know, it's not an awful car, but it's not a great car. It just needs a couple of things done to it. And one of those things just happens to be the crankshaft. And so sometimes the car turns off while I'm driving.
You said that far too casually. Dan's just like, we're done now.
And we're done. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, I'm literally trying to drive up a mountain. Do you think now's the best time? Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So let's back up a little bit. I haven't really driven the thing yet because we were working on getting all of the just a couple of things that needed done to it fixed first, getting it new tires. You know, we knew that the crankshaft was needing replaced. So I was literally driving it up to get the crankshaft replaced and the car turned off.
Oh.
Well, no, that's not how it happened. Okay, hold on. Let me redo that. I tried to take it out dashing one night, and it just decided to turn off on me while I was trying to back up out of somebody's driveway. And so I got stuck there for like 20 minutes. The car wouldn't turn back on.
Oh.
I was stuck in somebody's driveway for 20 minutes, like
That can get
just like
really,
a random person because I literally just delivered their food. Luckily, it happened after I delivered the food, so
right?
I didn't have to deliver them cold food. So then I was like, well, I guess we need to get that replaced. So then the next day we get it replaced, and we're heading up the mountain to go and pick up my husband's car. And after we've replaced this crankshaft, okay, when we bought it, the van came with like random things in it, you know, like the person that we bought it from didn't like take out everything. Just like a couple of random things still in it. There's like this crochet needle, and it's like the smallest crochet needle I've ever seen. It's almost like dang near a freaking whole needle. Like crochet needles aren't really sharp, but this one's sharp because it's so itty bitty tiny. And so there was that. There's just like all these random little things. And so while I was driving up the mountain, my husband is being nosy in the passenger seat per the use. And
what's all this stuff?
Yes, what is all of this? So he looks up and he sees on the visor that there's this cross on it with Jesus on it, and it's the driver's prayer. And he like reads it and he was like, well, that's interesting. And then he like puts it down with all of the other stuff that we've randomly found, right?
Yeah.
And I kid you not, like the second that he put it on the ground, the freaking car turned off.
Oh my goodness.
I literally like I had to get over, right, and just kind of like coast to a stop, and I stopped in front of a church. My car stopped in front of a church after
so
my husband.
You guys really needed Jesus that day.
Yeah, I guess so.
Should have went in there and confessed. Shit.
So I was like, I didn't think anything about the church at first. And then we're stuck there, right? We're trying to figure out why it's turning off. And I was like, well, it can't be a battery. We just replaced the battery. We just changed the crankshaft. So it shouldn't be that.
You're like,
unless we got a faulty part, which we could have. So there's this guy that was driving down the mountain, and there's a median and like a whole like cement thing between going up and going down. And this guy was going down, and he stopped and turned around and came and checked on us, right? So he like went out of his way to help us out. And he also just so happened to have this like super fancy screwdriver tool thing.
Did it measure electricity?
So it like comes with this like electrical cord thing attached to it, and you like put it onto like the battery or something. I don't know.
And was there like a box to read out the thingy?
No, it literally was just like this screwdriver. It looked like a normal screwdriver, but it had a cord attached to it, and the cord like flip, just like goes onto the battery, and then he got into both of my fuse boxes, and he like, was looking at the different fuses for like my camshaft and stuff, and he was like, well, both of these are reading just fine, so it's not this, so this guy literally just like came out of nowhere with this fancy tool. And he happened to give us information that we would need later to figure out what it was that's wrong with the van. And we stopped in front of the church. And so then we're sitting there, and we're literally like just right out of cell range, so it's like super spotty, because when you go up the mountain, you go through an Indian reservation, and there's no.
So you service. Were going up the mountain.
Yeah.
Just joking. I know y'all do that often. You're mountaineers over there.
We do. We go up the mountain once a week. We actually might move up into the mountain soon. Anyway, so my husband's sitting there, and we're just like waiting to see if we can get somebody to come and help us figure out what's wrong, right?
Yeah.
And he like picks up the cross that he put down. He picks it up, he looks at it, and he goes, I'm just gonna clip it right back up into the visor where it was. And I looked at him after he did that, and I was like, I bet the van's gonna start now. And he goes, try
No
it.
way. No fucking
Did
way.
you not like the van turned on?
Y'all asses need to be in church this Sunday, 9 a.m.
I look at my husband and I just go like this. I just put my hand over mouth. I'm just like, and then I go, I think we need to start going to church. And he just looks at me. His eyes are all big. He's like, I think so.
The van said, y'all need Jesus.
And I'm like, so now what? And he's like, go home. We're not even going to risk it. Let's just go home. We'll figure out something else with the van. And I was like, all right. So we drive home, and like, as I'm literally like turning to head back towards the mountain, I looked at my husband and I go, you don't mess with the Jesus. And he goes, I will not mess with the Jesus.
Oh my gosh. That is scary, but also hilarious.
Yeah. But okay, here's also something else. Once we got home, I get a text message from a friend here. She texted me. She said, hey girl, what's going on? And I was like, and I told her about how, we tried to go up to get Andy's van, but we weren't able to make it because the van turned off. So then we came back home and everything. And she goes, well, I can take you. So that was very nice of her to take me up, right? So on the way up, she was telling me that her husband and my husband are friends, and then her and I are friends.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said something to her about me and Andy, saying he literally just like out of the blue looked at her while they were sitting on the couch watching TV, and he said, yeah, I'm thinking about Andy right now. And she was like, well, why? And he was like, well, because I just, I don't know. I'm just thinking about him right now. So she texted me and she asked me what was wrong, what was up. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. That's crazy. That's some.
I tell you what, like, I mean, we've talked about this plenty of times. We are both very spiritual. I am very much a believer of signs and things happening for a reason, and karma and all of that stuff, and this was obviously one of those things that obviously there are some signs that I need to be paying attention to.
Look. When you ignore the universe at a hum, it comes in yelling. And I think that might be what happened on that day. You're like, all these signs.
I'm like, what is going on right now?
All I'm thinking about is fucking Bruce Almighty. He's like, God, just give me a sign.
I think I got my sign.
Oh, shit. No kidding, though. Oh.
So that is why I have no work-related tea this week, because I've been dealing with a lot of car stuff. But I've gotten it figured out, and I will be out and about later.
Nice. Just make sure that Jesus is doing okay in the van.
I put
bring him
Jesus,
snacks.
He's in the visor. He's in the visor. He won't
Bring
go
him some
anywhere.
snacks and, some water every now and then. Yep.
Don't mess with the Jesus.
Oh my goodness. I also don't have any work-related tea. I've spent the last week doing all that spring cleaning stuff we don't really talk about. It's boring.
Right.
It's really boring. But I will tell you that so my kids have a 6-year age difference, right? It's a pretty big age gap. And so keeping clothes for 6 years between sizes is something that most people, you included, have called me fucking crazy for. And you know what? You know what, Amy? I am just now breaking into the first box. I love it. So my youngest just turned 4, and I not only have every fucking thing he needs for this summer, I already have his winter shit ready to go too. What
you
up?
have every fucking thing he needs from now until forever now.
Ethan's definitely gone through his several destructive phases in life. So he's got all the t-shirts he could need, but I'm going to have to buy him most of his pants from like 7 and up.
Right? I mean, I keep all of Aurora's clothes that she outgrows for Aubrey, but there are some things that obviously get tossed, underwear, shoes that are beat.
Yeah, I don't keep underwear. Socks.
Some pants.
Shoes, if they make the cut. Same with pants. Right. But oh my gosh, Ethan was just, it was like he didn't even need air to trip over. He's just like, you know what, Mom, I'm going to rip these jeans today. Comes home and sure as shit, he's wearing damn near chaps. Why? Because boys, I guess, apparently they like to ruin their clothes by just ripping them. So whack. Nobody told me.
My kids just they love to stain them,
Yeah,
paint.
See, you got stains,
glitter,
I got rips.
Nail polish.
I'd trade you. I can take stains out. I can't hem worth a shit. I try. Oh my gosh, my patches, you can tell. It looks like a drunken tailor.
Most of the stains I can get out, but some of them there's just no coming out. I'm like, what is this? Blood. Aurora gets nosebleeds all the time, and if you don't get it right away, they're there forever.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Mom life.
Mom life. On the plus side, it's literally the beginning of February, and I'm gonna have my spring cleaning done before spring comes. Thanks, Puxatawny Phil. Oh my gosh. Okay, so real quick side note, because it was just Groundhog's Day,
which is my husband's birthday.
I was gonna say also your hubby's B-day. But so I saw this post the other day, and apparently there's only ever been one Puxatawny Phil in the last 280 years, and I'm like,
that's a lie.
Okay. Either it's a lie, or he's not a real beaver, it's an alien, or some other kind of mystical cryptid that we don't know about. Probably shouldn't look into it, but it piqued my interest. I'm like,
beavers don't live 200 some odd years, do they?
Specifically 280, and no, they don't, Amy. They live about as long as cats and dogs. Okay. So what?
Wait, I don't know why I call it a beaver. Groundhog.
Well, I don't know about groundhogs, but beavers live about the same as cats and dogs. And I didn't even catch that. I'm just like, whatever. He's a rodent-esque and he's bigger. But he's not a capybara.
Apparently, I
get along with everybody.
Beavers and groundhogs are the same.
Oh well. Look, all right, we'll get there one day. We'll get up there on our rodent identification. Are they rodents? Animals? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because he still saw his fucking shadow that big. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to have my spring cleaning done before spring comes. which is great because hopefully by then COVID will have settled down a bit, the dust will have settled and we'll be able to like actually venture out more.
Maybe.
I don't know. Our county just went red again, so it's not looking
We've been
great.
red. We
We fell back. We were orange and then we were yellow, and I almost had some hope. And then we had a staged riot in a local town next door to me, and they went and stormed their local grocery store to say we're not wearing masks. And you know what? Give it another week and I'm gonna see a big uprising in COVID tests.
Oh, it's almost been a year at this point.
I don't think it has anything to do with time. I think it has to do with a lot of stupid. I think there's a lot of stupid that has been exposed through this pandemic, and we can't take that back. You can't cover that up. We can't just sweep it under the rug because it's like a mountain at this point. Holy shit. They're like, I'm not feeling too good, but I'm going to go riot.
And
in this economy?
Why do Americans live like they have free healthcare?
Oh my goodness. All right. So it's our upset the week, Amy. Finger guns.
In the news.
In the news.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled tea
to bring you only the finest dumpster fire news.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. News break.
All right, Lexy, what is your news article?
All right, totally viable news source here. You ready? This comes from 10 News.
10 News.
10 News, that's the domain. 10 News or KGTV in San Diego.
San Diego.
All right. So my article is titled, Sanitizing Machine Bursts into Flames Inside Point Loma Grocery Store.
It burst into flames? Like spontaneously combusted?
You heard it right.
Well, that's some flammable hand sanitizer.
I mean, it was more than just the sanitizer burning. It was an entire machine. All right. It says this was in San Diego. An employee's quick thinking may have saved Jensen's Point Loma grocery store after a sanitizing machine caught fire. According to the store's owner, Adam Jensen, the fire took place on Wednesday, January 20th, around 6 a.m. Jensen says a store employee who does bookkeeping decided to arrive early to get some work done. A dramatic video footage shows the employee standing near a printer when the sanitizing machine suddenly begins smoking before bursting into flames.
Oh. Ooh.
Jensen says the employee immediately called 911 while two others reached for a fire extinguisher. Luckily, no one was injured by the blaze, but flames did cause approximately $50,000 worth of damage, which Jensen says, yeah, right? Do you imagine? You're like, we need this. This is for COVID. And then it's like, do you need me? That was a great sound effect.
I try.
Jensen says insurance will cover the damages. The store also had to close for 2 hours because of the damage caused by the inferno. He credits quick thinking employees in the fast arrival of the San Diego Fire Rescue Department for saving the store. Jensen says that the cause of the fire was from the battery inside the device.
Oh, the battery caught fire.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You're like, let me just sanitize my hands / whole body. Oh my God, I don't even have anything to sanitize anymore. That's scary.
Yes.
I'm always worried about batteries. You know what I mean? When they start doing the little leaky thing.
Yeah, when there starts to be some acid buildup.
I mean, that does kind of make me think they weren't checking them or changing them often enough, but shit happens. Yikes. All right. Well, what's your article, Amy?
My article comes from the New York Post. And I'm pretty sure you've probably heard a little bit about the whole Subway with their fake tuna. Have you been hearing about this?
Oh man, this is like, you remember when, hold on, just a sidebar here. Do you remember when there was a whole thing about Taco Bell proving their beef was actually beef? And they're like, yeah, it's 80%.
Like Taco Bell beef is like one up from dog food. It is what it is, but people that eat Subway know what it is and they don't care. I mean, Taco Bell, that's what I meant. That's what I said,
I think
right?
it kind of goes both ways. People
Right.
go to Subway with the idea that they're going to eat healthy and then add 5 pounds of fucking mayonnaise. I'm sorry, but that ain't doing shit for you. Oh,
Yeah.
and my least favorite, because I was a Subway person, was people who would get the tuna melt and get extra mayo and then get that bitch toasted.
Blech. Blech.
I'm sorry, like, to each their own, but like, don't make me work that day.
Dude,
It
there's
stinks.
already enough mayonnaise
Hot
in
mayo tuna. Yeah, I know. I used to make quadruple batches. I used to go elbow deep mixing that shit. I don't like. Well, okay, I got over it. As an adult, I can handle tuna salad now. But like my early adulthood, I was severely traumatized by elbow deep mayonnaise and tuna mixtures. Okay.
Look, I like tuna and I like mayonnaise. I like tuna sandwiches, but I mean, there's enough mayonnaise in there. You don't need to put more on the sandwich.
I never understood that. They're like, would you put on extra mayo? I'm like,
Why?
there is extra mayo. You already added mayo. It's literally just mayonnaise and tuna fish. Okay. Well, apparently it's not just tuna fish, but
Anyway, so on to my news article. The title is Subway Fighting Fake Tuna Lawsuit with Cheeky Marketing Blitz. Fast food chain Subway has deployed a marketing blitz in an apparent bid to challenge allegations that their tuna is fake. Keep fishing, folks. We'll keep serving 100% wild caught tuna, the sandwich giant said in a tweet. The company also said it's offering 15% off of one of its foot-long tuna subs with the promotional code "It's Real."
They said, "Oh yeah."
Subway's website is also topped with an ad of its tuna sub that says 100% real wild caught tuna, 100% delicious.
At least
Two
it's not
California
80%.
women. You hear that, Taco Bell?
Oh. Yeah, the other 20% sand and sawdust. Don't worry about it.
So the lawsuit, this is based off of, there's these two women in California that is filed this lawsuit suing them, saying that their tuna is not real tuna, and one of their names is Karen. Saying that independent testing has repeatedly affirmed the products are made from anything but tuna, is what they're saying. But they did not offer any evidence that said this. They're just going to be like, it's not tuna. We did
I
the
know.
research. We're going to sue
We
you.
checked.
They
my gosh.
allege the filling is made from a mixture of various concoctions that do not constitute tuna, yet have been blended together by defendants to imitate the appearance of tuna. And Subway is saying that there is simply no truth to the allegations in the complaint. Subway will vigorously defend itself against these and any other baseless efforts to mischaracterize and tarnish the high quality products that Subway provides. Look, Subway, look.
Look
I'm
at
all
you go,
behind.
Subway.
I mean, you know, I'm all behind trying to stick up for yourself, but we cannot sit here and actually say that you guys use high quality products, okay?
You know,
might have used to, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, they're pretty standard. I know
you
the
are
ins and
what
outs
you
of that
are,
entire.
and that's cool. You know.
I've got their entire inventory catalog. Working at a place for so long, you get used to the ins and outs, and you know, yeah, no, they're average at best.
Anyway, so I just thought it was funny that Subway decided to take this and they rolled with it. And you know what? I can appreciate that.
I appreciate that about you. Oh my gosh, that is funny though. They tried to they came back like Wendy's. They're like, oh, you want to play?
Tried it.
Twit for twat.
Tried it.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
All right, so before we go into our break, I know y'all listened to the last episode and you heard us talking about Superstore. You heard our show shop.
That was great. Show shop.
Drop top.
Can't help it. No, we're not going bad and bougie again, Amy. We can't.
So we decided that that's going to be an every other episode segment, and we're also only going to do two. We're only going to talk about 2 episodes of segment because, as y'all heard, 3 is just a little too much. It's a little too long of a segment.
It's a lot. It was a lot to add. Yeah.
So to try to keep the episodes down to at least an hour, or we'll only do 2 episodes from now on. So next week we will be talking about episodes. Which episodes, Lexy?
We'll be talking about episodes number 4 and number 5.
4 and 5.
I was channeling my inner Lou Vega. I couldn't help it. Well, then does that mean it's time for a promo?
It is time for our promotional break.
Hey guys, this is B from Arbitrary Advice, your one-stop shop for advice, arbitrary and otherwise. We talk about anything and everything, from serious issues to internet challenges and life hacks. Have a question or topic you want covered? I'm available through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or email me at arbitraryadvicepodcast@gmail.com. My mission is to help people through their challenges, no matter the size. New episodes every Sunday and available anywhere you listen to podcasts.
And we're back.
From half space.
No, I'm not going out there. That place is scary.
Good luck. Should have.
So you got me jabbing over here.
Back for me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Can't turn around now. You're not welcome anymore.
Okay, but but the Cake cover of that song. I'm sorry, trumpets are magical and we should talk about it.
I love trumpets.
I can't say nothing about the OG, but gosh, you add trumpets in the mix, like I Will Survive. So much better. Fucking War Pigs, okay? You didn't even know you needed trumpets in that song until Cake did it. All right? All right. It's a fucking banger, bro. Okay. All that wonderful independence aside. Amy, what time it is?
It's tea time, Lexy.
Tea time? Clink.
Clink. Hey.
Close enough. Oh my
All right.
goodness. Hey, what's your first story?
So this week we decided we were going to do grocery stores, right?
Right, my brain. Themes. We have themes. This one is grocery stores, guys, just in case you forgot, because I didn't. I remember everything.
So even though we're doing grocery stores now, and you probably haven't sent us your story yet, you can still send us your story for if you work at a grocery store for the next time that we do grocery stores. So send that to us. You can send it to us on our email, confessionsofretailallthetea@gmail.com, or you can send it to us off of our webpage, confessionsofretailpodcast.com, or you can send us voice messages if you've talked to us. Send us your stories, please, and thank
Hell
you.
yeah. We love reading them. And we know y'all love listening to them.
Right?
It's like a community thing. We all share together.
Yeah.
Because none of us want to deal with the fucking Karens. No.
We want to read about your bullshit that you have to go through and feel bad for you and build you up.
Yep, and root for better days and a lot less Karens in the future.
Man. Be your hype man. You know, we'll be like, she did what? Fuck that
Oh my
bitch.
gosh.
Anyway, so my first story, without further ado, customer tries to throw me under the bus for 39 cents. I work at a grocery store. I've worked at 2 grocery stores in the past year. I've only had one particularly bad customer at my last job, but this one tonight was the worst ever. I'm a cashier and I was running self-checkout tonight. A lady comes up to me and tells me that her 2 for $4 sale didn't show up on the receipt. I ask her to hand me the item so I can check to see if the sale is in her system. It's not, and I inform her it's not in the system and that I can go check for her. I ask her where she got it from, and she seemed to get upset over that. So I just leave and walk up to my coworker to ask her. It's right on the aisle. We check the sale and the expiration date. Great, the sale is there, so we can go and correct it for her. Great. You know, happy customer. Great.
Right.
So, so my coworker, she's trained in front desk, says that she'll handle it. She asks the customer if she's already paid for it and says, okay, there's nothing more we can do, but we can take you to customer service to take it from there. The customer turns to me and says, why'd you even try to help me? This was useless. Which is not, which it's not, because we got all the information that she needs to get her refund. Our assistant manager is seeing this commotion and walks over, and my coworker tells him she needs a refund. Okay, perfect. His problem now. Bye. So another customer walks up and tells me her sale didn't show up either. At the same time, the previous lady comes up and accuses me of not giving her her receipt.
Oh.
Now I have 2 upset customers, so I excuse myself and walk over to the desk to get help because I got so overwhelmed. And both the customers followed me. Oh, that's the worst. Like, yo, back up. I got this.
We're not ducklings here. Quit.
Knock it off. I managed to quickly tell another front desk person that this new customer needs help. The original lady starts complaining to my manager about the missing receipt that I stole and never gave back to her. I tell them I'll go check for the receipt because I figured I'd set it down somewhere. She follows me again, accusing me of stealing her receipt withholdings.
Over how much?
We don't even know yet, technically. It's in the title, but anyway.
If it's definitely less than dollars, shut up, lady.
I look for the receipt at the self-checkout stand. I can't find it. I turn to the cashier who checked her out and asked her if she can print her prior transaction. She can't because she's already had other customers. My assistant manager comes back because this lady is yelling at me in front of everyone over a receipt.
I mean, really though?
I have to dig through the trash for her receipt to see if it's there. It's not anywhere. This woman just gets more heated and starts screaming at me more and accusing me. Like, is it that big of a fucking deal, yo? It's a fucking receipt. I know that I handed her back her receipt because I remember I handed it back to her when I went to go check the sale. My assistant manager is trying to calm her down. I ask her if it's in her purse because I see a receipt in her purse and she got offended.
How dare you ask me if I would do something typical?
So offended that I asked and handed me her purse.
What? No.
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 Nope, that's trap. My assistant manager is like, no, we will not be doing that.
Right? Like, what the fuck?
And tries coaxing her to the customer service desk to stop yelling at me in the store. Could you go that way? That'd be great. All of a sudden, her receipt's in her hand, and she's still yelling at me, saying that I didn't give it back to her. Where did it come from?
Yeah, I did.
Where did it magically come from then, lady? My assistant manager says, we'll get her refund for 29 cents. And she corrects him and goes, no, it's 39 cents plus tax.
Man, I'd be pinging a dime off her damn forehead.
She got her fucking 39 cents refund while bitching about me to my manager and how I'm incompetent. She finally leaves and then harasses my coworker from earlier about where to leave her cart. Everyone tries to console me and says that it happens to everyone. My mom said I need to stop being such a pushover and verbal punching bag. Others say I should have been more confrontational because I just stood there and took it. It costs nothing to be kind, but it also costs 39 cents to be a raging cunt.
There's a price on it now. You heard it here. 39 cents.
39
And I'll
cents.
see you next Tuesday.
Did you get your invite to the royalties?
Ooh, goodness. I hate when people have some shit to say. Like, they'll watch you not lose your shit at this rude ass customer, and they're like, well, that's because you're a pussy. No, I'm not.
Or
Look, if it wasn't illegal, I'd be punching you right between the fucking eyes. But it's illegal. And I don't want to go to jail. So instead, I'm just going to give you the I fucking hate my job eyes. And the I know a lot more about this store than you do smile. I'm well rehearsed.
I love when they try to get like a rise out of me, and I just sit there and I'm just like, okay, have a good day. You know, you don't react to it, and it makes them so mad.
So I saw this TikTok video of this woman who was doing like hot calls, and the lady is like snapping at her because something went wrong with her package deal, and she's just like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to, ma'am, it's really hard for us to get through this business if you're not gonna be quiet while I'm talking. Yeah, that's because we're both talking at the same time, ma'am. Okay, we're gonna have to try and take turns, ma'am. I understand that it's a hard day for you. It's a hard day for all of us, ma'am. But I'm gonna need you to quiet down so we can figure this out. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Like the whole time, I'm like, I fucking love her.
Yes.
Did you just say fuck off in Texan? Yes, I did.
I think that was actually more like Georgia.
But no, that's fuck off in customer service, okay? It's a whole different language. We use a lot of different phonetics there. Oh my god, and why is it that the dumbest fucking people use the word incompetent? Projection. I'm gonna say it here, okay? It's called projection. They're like, you're incompetent. Nah, bitch, I can count to 40. You stopped at 39.
Plus tax.
Wowzers. So we
Yep.
both have a similar theme for our first stories, Amy. Are you ready for mine?
We should all have similar themes. The grocery store.
The grocery store, the asshole customers, okay? Okay, it's not a locational thing. It turns out it's worldwide.
Worldwide.
Oh, look, you did the international symbol for donut. All right. So my story is an AITA story. Do you know what that is? That stands for
asshole?
Yes, am I the asshole?
Usually, yes.
Sometimes. Now it's a mixed blend there, because sometimes people are like, am I the asshole because I was being a total asshole? Yeah, you were. This person was not the asshole. They were just dealing with one. You know, that's where the gray area comes in. So this is titled, Am I the asshole for telling a guy behind me in the grocery store line to mind his fucking business?
Probably not.
So this happened early one morning. I was at the grocery store buying some food, and then while the cashier was done scanning my stuff, I asked her to get me a carton of Camels. I don't smoke. They're for my grandpa. So when I asked, the cashier went to the place where they kept them, and the guy behind me in line, a middle-aged dude, said, "You're so young, you shouldn't be smoking." I don't think this was an appropriate comment, even if I did smoke, because, well, it's none of his fucking business.
Exactly.
I just said, they're not for me, they're for my grandpa. So the cashier comes back with a carton and rings him up. And then the dude pipes up again and said something about how my grandpa shouldn't smoke either.
It's none of your fucking business.
Listen, my grandpa is 92 years old. Smoking makes him happy, and if he wants to smoke, I'm more than happy to help. But none of that was this guy's business. So instead of saying something clever or snappy, I said, "Sorry, but I don't think this is any of your fucking business."
Thank you.
I was admittedly extremely pissed when I said this. The cashier just gave me a look, and the guy behind me goes, "Sorry, Jesus."
Oh, okay. He's being unreasonable. All right. God.
Right? Amy's getting triggered over there, you guys.
Noise the
She's like,
shit out of me.
same. Remind you of a certain Carl. This is why it can't be Chad, because Carl's just such a fitting name. I don't know. Maybe it's because Karen isn't Sharon. I don't know. Anyways, I left the grocery store and told my dad about it, and he said that the dude was not being an asshole, but just trying to be friendly. I just think he was wrong, It wasn't this guy's business. He was being very invasive and gross, but also, I'm not trying to be the asshole. I was just trying to get in and out of my shopping trip.
Look, I'm with you. You're not the asshole that guy was. Like,
I don't think you're the asshole either.
how many people, when you're standing in line at the grocery store, how many people behind you actually say something? Do you ever really
always
have conversations with people behind you?
only when they're being invasive like that. Literally in that same context. Any other time, they're like, yep, okay. That's they're
Right?
getting. This is what I'm getting. I don't give a shit.
I might sometimes like say something to the cashier, and like the person behind me might like chime in with something, like you know what I mean? Like it might be like some casual little interaction like that. It's none of the fucking person behind me business on if I'm buying cigarettes and who they're fucking for and what the fuck they're for. Like, I'm old enough to decide on if I want to smoke or not. And you're not my fucking father. Like,
even if you were, does that? No, it doesn't even matter. People are gonna do what people want to do. And you being randomly behind them in the grocery store is not changing shit.
Which, by the way, I don't fucking smoke.
Right? Right. That's what I think is funny too, because like I don't smoke.
No.
But I also don't question other people who do smoke.
Because
if I see this
business. Right?
If I see somebody in front of me and they buy a whole ass carton of cigarettes, guess what? Okay, they just bought a whole carton of cigarettes. Cool. Ta-da!
It affects me in no fucking form. Right? So look, this is what I do. Nothing.
Beautiful. If I had roses, I'd throw them to you. Wonderful performance. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you mind your own fucking business. Ta-da!
Sparkle, sparkle.
And scene. All right, Amy. What's your second story?
It's titled Card Declined.
Oh, these are fun. Just dealing with these people can be fun.
So I work at a local grocery store chain, which has a gas station connected to it. At my town, a national gas station franchise is partnered with my store. So our reward system works for their store, and their cards/coupons will work with our store depending on the situation. This is important to know for the situation that happened. An elderly guest with a golf hat, we'll call him Golf Hat Man, GHM, from here on out, came up
Golf
to
Hat Man.
the gas station. Golf Hat Man. Came to the gas station, ready to be checked out. He handed out his card, a holographic green-white card that I would usually have to use a different card reader on and then house charge it. I guess that makes sense to somebody. It does not to me, but maybe someone.
I wonder if this is like before chips or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
make sense to me either.
GHM says to me, "You know how to do this, right?" And I say, "Of course." So, as I've said, I would have to use a card reader on my end that would take an amount out of the card, and then I would have to house charge it from our system. This
Weird.
sounds complicated, but all right.
I'm just trying to figure out how long ago this happened, because what? That can't be in the last decade. What?
It has no time. It doesn't say. So I don't know.
That's just weird.
I swiped the card, entered the amount, and proceeded with the transaction. Card declined. That rarely happens to me, so there must be something wrong with the system, I assumed. I called one of my managers to come up, and I told Golf Hat Man that his card was declined. He looks at me and says, "You said you knew how to work this." I responded, telling him that I did know, and I'm having a manager come down to support. I believe I also told him again that his card was still declining on my card reader. He says, "Well, it seems that your store is false advertising. Clearly, it would work at National Gas Station." I was a bit confused at what he meant by that, but it was obvious to me that, and my coworkers around, that he was getting agitated. It was the worst of times for this to happen as well, since a line of people was forming behind him. Oh, great.
Oh, gotta love it.
When the line forms, so that could either mean one of two things. The people in the line are going to get agitated, or he's going to try and agitate the people in the line behind him.
Like, oh my gosh, ruffling up feathers.
trying to get them on his side. He was talking about how he got this card and how it would work every time here and other places. Around this time, my manager came down wondering what was going on as well. She asked if his card was expired, to which he looked around, asking himself if it was expired.
I don't know, you tell me.
It doesn't say that it is expired at all, he says. There wasn't an expiration date on there. Don't think there are expiration dates on those cards, so I couldn't blame him there. The situation wasn't getting anywhere, so he went and threw 100 on the counter, a ripped one, saying that we should get a supervisor, being okay that he will go and get his gas somewhere else from now on. Can't remember what my manager said, but I said yes with no hesitation. He was getting me agitated at that moment, and while I wasn't cussing him out, thankfully, I was acting a bit of a smartass. I remember what he said to me before he left. He said, "At least I know your name for the next time, Mr. Know-It-All."
Mr. Know-It-All.
At that moment, I decided by my own principles to not have my name tag on for the public anymore. I mean,
Nice to think of Superstore. Yep.
Wear a whole bunch of name tags, that don't have your name on it. I know I'll get in trouble from my managers for that, but I'd rather not have another upset guest at me more than I would want to. Does that make sense?
Kind of. It's still a little rough, but I know what they mean. Yeah, I'd rather them not know who I am instead of trying to say, "Oh, well, it's because I'm so-and-so."
Right. My manager, who was there, apologized to me for having to take the blunt of Golf Hat Man. I told her not to worry about it. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how old this story is. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder when this happened or where. I also wonder
So,
where this happened.
so when I worked at a gas station, we had to do something similar for like food stamp cards, you know? What we
Uh-huh.
would do is we had a separate scanner and it wasn't a live thing. So it wasn't connected to the internet. Instead, it was like this giant memory bank. So you'd swipe the card, you type in how much money you would do, and it would print out a receipt for you to track in the register.
Hmm.
So I understood that kind of in-house charging thing. I get that because what they would do is they would take this it was like a one of those smart calculators. You know what I'm talking about? The T1000s. It looked like that, right? And so my boss would take that into the bank and they would hook it up to their giant reader system and it would just pull all the information for any transactions for that week.
Yeah.
So it had like the date, time, card information, and charge amount.
Right.
And that's when it would be pushed through. So
Hmm. I'm just not really understanding the. It's a grocery store, but it has a gas station connected to it. But they're two different systems, but they're together, and there's just a whole bunch of different things going on
like when you
here.
see a
And
Speedway conjoined with a McDonald's, right? They both have their own systems and stuff, but there's going to be some
right,
overlap
right,
just because they merged.
right.
I guess I could understand that kind of, but agreed. This is definitely a dated story. It's got to be for
And I
sure.
also feel like it's a foreign country somewhere.
Could be. Hey, Karens don't stop at the borders, baby. We know this.
They worldwide. Even you go, fat man. Prestige worldwide.
Even you. Don't. I don't want to start again. It's a weakness of mine, okay? Amy knows exactly how to get me hype. If she quotes Step Brothers in any way, shape, or form, all of a sudden I'm ready. We're gonna go put glue on a bee and hopefully it won't die. Oh my goodness. All right, you ready for my second story?
I am.
This one is again, just because of location is how this is related, okay? This is titled Got Told Off at a Grocery Store. All right. So last Friday afternoon, I get my groceries like I always do. I get my list ready. I'm zipping through the aisles to get out of there as soon as fucking possible. I do love the local grocery store, but there's no time for lollygagging during a pandemic. Anyway, so I'm in the checkout going over my list to make sure I get everything, completely not paying attention to anything or anyone around me. All of a sudden, there is an ear-piercing scream in my right ear. It jars me right back into reality. It scared the living crap out of me, and I instinctively say, Jesus fucking Christ, pretty damn loud. I look over my shoulder, and this woman is holding her toddler not even 2 feet away from me.
Oh.
The woman gets pissy with me and says, You don't need to swear like that. He's just a baby.
Then it doesn't matter, does it?
People take that so far. Like he doesn't even, he just said, I like your funny words, Magic Man. The baby don't know what the fuck he just said. Now I'm not having it. I've dealt with plenty of stupids before. So I snap back with I don't care if he's just a baby. It just startled me. By the way, in case you weren't aware, there's a global pandemic going on. So I'd like to ask you to back it on up. I don't appreciate whatever germs your kid just screamed onto me. This bitch didn't have much of an answer for that one. Eventually, you do have to acknowledge when you're snapping at someone. Telling them off doesn't really get the message across anymore. It used to before the pandemic, but now it's like zero fucks are being given anywhere anymore.
Anywhere.
Also, this wasn't just some random screaming match in the middle of a checkout lane. The other woman got snarky with me, and I just responded in a calm yet forceful tone with which to make it clear that I wasn't going to tolerate her nonsense. I unfortunately have had too much practice with this as I live in a nice area, so people being ridiculous is on par for the course.
Yeah.
I've had issues with some of my neighbors letting their not so nice dogs off the leash into the neighborhood, which has caused some problems when I walk my dog, who is now terrified of being approached by an off leash dog. I've also had to tell off people frequently for not picking up their dog's messes in my yard, and a couple of times they threatened to call the cops on me for threatening them. I know that was a bit of a short story, but yeah. Mm. I have been so scared for any moms who have had to have babies since COVID started. Honestly, that right there is just such a ugh.
And
I mean, just having a newborn in the regular world is scary, and when they're like literally death everywhere, I couldn't handle being a new mom here and now.
well, and we've been stuck in houses for 11 months now. So what else are they going to be doing? So the babies, the COVID babies, are starting to become born at this point.
Yep, yep. Quite a few of them have already made it, man. We're at 11 months. That's past gestation.
Right?
So yeah, my story was a little short, but come on. As you just pointed out, it's been 11 fucking months. We're almost a year into this. The fact that we're still arguing about masks and shit by this point,
And
it's just
personal space.
it's speaking volumes on character.
Ooh.
Mm. Yeah.
So next week we're going to be doing department store stories.
Yeah, we are.
So send us your stories if you worked at a
Hell
department
yeah.
store.
Also, we're apologizing in advance because that job's gotta not be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
The mini cabbage patch there. Look,
we
I
did.
feel
We
like
just
dancing makes the story topics suck less.
look, and if y'all ain't watching us on YouTube yet,
You're missing out. We got all the dance moves.
yes, all the dance moves, all the facial expressions.
Oh man.
And you get to see all of the stuff.
Yep. All the stuff, including the hand gestures. I don't mean to do it. I don't always talk with my hands, but sometimes, you just feel jazzy.
I talk with my hands.
Yes, Amy is a hand talker for show. She's just shy of ASL. All right. So does that wrap up tea time, Amy?
Sure does. Send us your stories.
What time is it? Quit yelling at them. They're shy. They come around, Perks of being a wallflower and whatnot. Oh my goodness. All right. So then is it time for them bills?
Dance and dance and dance. I don't know why I always go straight to that. That's what I do.
Because that's what it is. It's them bills. All right. So who we got in first place this week?
First place coming in clutch. We got Michelle in Flanders.
Hell
Belgium,
yeah, we
welcome
do.
back.
We missed y'all in the top 4. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, they were in the top 4, and now they're in the top of the top 4. Hey.
So yeah, welcome back to the top of the top, y'all. We missed you.
Hey. We missed you. We're happy you're back. Love you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you. Lexy, who we got in second place?
In second place this week, our previous reigning champs, we got Manhattan, New York. Hey.
Hey.
And then we got a two-way tie. Amy's like,
We have a tie.
who we got in third place, Amy?
We got Guadalajara. And we got Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Hey, look at y'all.
And in fourth, we have a four-way tie.
Count 'em, four-way tie. So we got Austin, Texas, and Linwood, California.
And we also have Dallas, Texas, and San Jose, California.
Dang, it's all the Texas and California, huh?
Look at all of that. All of these different coasts that we got here.
Hell yeah. Well, okay. Austin and Dallas are not coastal.
They're in Texas. Texas is coastal.
Okay, but that's like saying I'm right next to Lake Michigan, okay? It's still a hop, skip, and a jump away.
You right.
We love all the listens, y'all. Keep it up. Oh my goodness. And then Amy, you got our quote this week, don't you?
I do. The sign-off quote this week is, "There are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits you place on your own thinking."
Hey. Plant those seeds in the mind.
Yes, you can achieve greatness as long as you believe in yourself.
You made me think of Earthworm Jim. There's a as long as we just believe. How an earthworm can manage a super spacesuit, but that's neither here nor there. Oh man. So until next week.
Pinkies out, bitches.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.